Howdy. Um, yeah. So the other the other video I made was kind of long, and well, I've been reading into psychology and stuff for a little while, and I've been working on physics for a while, and I have been just doing my job, the best I can. Um, on occasion, not even on occasion, quite often I deal with depression and stuff. And we as humans, we're connected to the environment. You know, like there's people that say they don't believe in global warming and stuff like that. And yeah, like it's kind of weird not to. I mean, dude, I'm warm. I mean, even when it's cold outside, I'm warm. Um, you know, 98.6 degrees or something like that. So I'm giving off heat. Each of us is giving off heat. We're heating everything up during the winter, and during the summer, our air conditioners heating it up. Now we turn on our car, heats it up, and that's even with, air, the exhaust going out the back. And well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple to understand. It's very simple to understand. Like, okay, you turn on your engine. How hot's that get? I don't know. It gets hot enough to, well, you open the radiator and it go, let me think. It's about 300 degrees, maybe 4. And you got air going out the back, of course. Now, that's obviously global warming. Now we got our tar, veins and arteries of our communities. And, well, plus you have fuel injection on that. And, well, I've gotten physics to Fresno State. The physics have been peer reviewed, although my name is not on the physics. Yeah, the physics have been peer reviewed under Douglas Singleton's name. That's just that. My name is not on the work. However, like, I don't know. It is what it is. Now, I do deserve my name on my work. I mean, that's just obvious. Like, whenever a person comes up with the theorem, makes a prediction for what's going to happen, and even if somebody else tests it, I don't care about the wording. I don't care who you put all the credit on. Like, you can attach it to anybody, but I came up with the whole entire theorem. And it's real simple. You get an object, like, say, planet Earth, or a bowling ball, and you put it into circular motion. Okay, it's spinning around now. You made it start going. Now put that thing in space, or, put it, I don't know, just somewhere where deal with the friction. So you take the mass multiplied, volume of a sphere, mass, and there's going to be some kind of general, amount of heat loss. As well, obviously, there's going to be heat loss. Otherwise, all the heat from the sun would either, sorry, I'm peeing. I'm going potty in a porta potty at a school, because there's no school, because, well, quite a few things are going on. I don't know who watches TV and who doesn't. Who watches the news and who doesn't. But what I'm pretty sure I saw was our president now sending one of his right-hand guys and $55 million to Russia. Now, this is the same guy who, well, Putin, and we just saw, what did we see? we just saw a oil spill. Another one. Another fucking oil spill. I mean, you want to see a double X movie? Exxon Valdez. You know, we got Alaska cheap. And, I mean, we all have children here. Well, we don't all have children. I have young adults. I'm not trying to raise children. Now, I'm not a perfect human being. I smoke cigarettes. But, yeah, my name's Jerry Anthony Witt. You can see my jaw move when I talk. It's also Hernandez. You know, my mother's maiden name is Hernandez. And although my parents are married now, you know, like 51% of DNA, nature and nurture. And, you know, typically the mom's the nurturer. The one that nourishes or nurtures, you know. Take things away, get things, la la la, whatever. And, I don't know, like yeah. For a lot of my life, I was raised by my mom. My parents got back together, you know. And, of course, I hung out with my dad. I love my dad, you know. But the way it is I have to be my own father. You know, I have children. Therefore, I became a father. I was also a single parent for a long time. And, you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's the truth. Now, during this time, you know, a lot of stuff was happening. We're dealing with housing bubble. Now, I saw our president, Donald Trump, right here in this city. I live in Fresno, California. I don't know if he was doing this in other cities. I'd love somebody to check. But in Fresno, California, there's a place called Running Horse. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Running Horse was a real person. Now, I hear people say things, law of the land, law of this, law of that. It's laws of man. It's the law of a man on the land. Law of the land would be environmental awareness. You know, like, yeah, we had ranchers, or I don't know, maybe there's cowboys, feeding cow brains to cows. Like, we created zombies out of cows. Like, for real. You know, like, we are a part of our environment. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, like, it's hilarious. Like, I smoke cigarettes, and I know this. And, yeah, I know what I just said. I said I'm Ja. Yeah, I am. I've been writing things for a while. I've been working on what I find pretty important. You know, John McCain, heroes don't get caught. Well, how in the fuck do you want her a hero? Excuse me, and I'm not cursing. I'm just a cuss. I mean, you want to curse me with nice words? Like, really nice words, like heroes don't get caught. I mean, that was a POW MIA. His father was a colonel, brass colonel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a big military family. I love my family. I absolutely love my family. And, you know, like, I actually have, yeah, my cousin's husband, he's a cop. He's also a shrink, well, a child's therapist, you know, child psychologist. And I've been looking at psychology for a while. Basically, psychology is 75% physics, 25% astrological signs. And I've seen some signs that a lot of people, well, I mean, some people would understand and some people wouldn't. You know, like, explain this to me, okay? Now, Jesus rolls up in a boat. I mean, we've always had the same things we have now. Like somebody slips their back, can't get up. Like, oh man, I can't get up. You have to crawl over to your dresser, pull yourself up, and well, you had something to heal at. You know, you used to be able to get it through the Macy's catalog, JCPenney, stuff like that. And, you know, we have an infrastructure that's falling apart. We have certain people that, you know, they, I don't know, our president, Donald Trump. Now, I read an article a while back. Now, here he says he borrowed $1 million from his dad. That's bullshit. His first day walking in, and yes, I believe this, you know. I just know how cocky Donald Trump is. I've seen how cocky he is. I've seen him do some of the stupidest shit. Like, you know, I read an article. Somebody had just an impromptu, what do you call it? I don't know. It was for voting and shit. Now, an impromptu political thing. And this is more of a family conversation that we're trying to have on planet Earth, as we are family. We've always been family. You know, like, yeah, I can't explain it all. I wrote some stuff to, actually, I'm trying to finish that up, to Toni Cornell, which is amazing. Like, I don't know, her dad is just a beautiful guy. Like, you know, he sang songs that have always kind of hit me funny. You know, wooden Jesus, where are you from? Korea, Canada, and maybe Taiwan. You know, when Leif Erikson was prophetic. Yeah, some people don't believe in prophets, some people do. But, you know, they had stuff that explained, you know, yeah, they just saw things coming. Some people do, some people don't. Some people just pretend those things will go away. Like global warming. You know, you don't believe in it? Well, then don't turn on your damn car. You know, like for real. I don't believe in global warming. Turn on your car, it gets hot. And most of the heat's going out the tailpipe because it's like 80% loss of energy. 80%. 80% of it's just blowing out your ass. And you're feeding it like a colostomy bag. Like, here, let's put it in here, blow it out my ass, and then I'll just tell you, all right, are you here? You know, that I don't believe in it. Well, guess what? It's kind of hard to believe in you. And that's the truth, and it hurts. I do. I have children. You have children. We have children. Well, my children are 14 and 17 now. And not dealing with global warming. I mean, we had a crazy year this year. Tropical storm starting sooner than they ever had. And oddly, this crazy big dust storm that's not abnormal, a little bigger than normal, came across and stopped the tropical storms. Now, I don't know. I mean, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be going out, making the world, you know, better by having a car, turning it on, pretending there's no such thing as global warming? I mean, right here in Fresno, California, there used to be a thing called Valley Fog. Temple of the Dog. Fresno, California, from street all the way to the president of the university. Now, the president of the university, actually a friend of mine, yeah, Jim Bartko, you know, unless, I think I might have seen him back at Fresno State, but possibly, it looked like I seen him in the background. But Jim Bartko was, so he said, was molested by a priest. And that's not hard to believe. I mean, you know, in San Francisco alone, there was 175 just to the Catholic Church. West Philadelphia, born and raised, I think it was in the 180s. Our VP, you know, he doesn't believe in homosexuality. Well, guess what? No offense, but you're a homosexual. If you are a Homo sapien of the human race, and you don't need to take a step back to where you're still a Homo erectus, just barely standing up, you know, knuckles not dragging on the ground, moving forward in life. You have nipples on your chest. Uh-oh. You got spore? Yep, that's what they are. XX chromosomes. It's biology. It's simple biology. Now, after we get nipples, which means we're women, we, you know, Adam and Eve. Eve out. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to go male or female? Now, I'm a male. I have, actually, that's funny because I became an XY chromosome. Now the Y, it's only got, you know, if you look at it from a weird perspective, that's just how I see it. I just see things in an arty way. I try to. Or, you know, I look at a Y and it's kind of like me looking down whenever I go potty as a guy. Or I look at it, uh-oh, there's Dwayne. Oh, there goes a tear. Uh-oh, don't cry, guy. You know, whenever you get older, you see it, don't matter how big it is. It ain't got to be a big D. And it's kind of funny because at the time he wasn't, you know, a little girl, but taco, that's a sign of fertility. You know, and the LIL, if you look at it from a different perspective, it don't look like a sign of fertility. It looks like a two-dimensional little girl part. You know, I used to have to change my daughter's diapers. I was a single dad for 7 years. You know, and I'm not complaining about it. I had the softer hands, and it's okay. My children need to be with their mother too. I mean, we should know our parents, at least so we know our own characteristics, things we deal with, our own chemistry, our own DNA, our own information. You know, this is the information we'll start with. You're so much like your dad. You're so much like your mom. You know, we've all heard this stuff. Even people that have never met their dads or their moms. You know, you're so much like your dad. You're so much like your mom. Parecida tu padre. Parecida tu madre. You know what I'm saying? This is how we're created. And, well, it's a back and forth conversation. That's actually physics, too. If it's not a back and forth conversation, it's typically considered muddling. Now, muddling, yes, you can't have a conversation if it's not back and forth. Period. I mean, especially in a leadership place, especially at a place like in the military or as a president. They say jump, you say how high. And if they can't tell you the science of it or do it themselves or show you how it's done, then there's probably no science to it. I mean, I did some simple math today, very simple math. You know, whenever Donald Trump said he was worth $220 million as a kid, you know, first day on the job, his bumper said Don J. You know, he had tramp stamp right above his butt on his little Cadillac DeVille. What's up, Coupe DeVille? Nope, it was stretched. He got the big boy seat in back. I don't even know if it was stretched. I don't care. You know, he got to go in driving Miss Daisy and shit like that. And I'm definitely not jealous, you know. I'm not. Tom Morello. Is it? It is, huh? That's kind of cool. That just feels correct. And actually, Like, if that is you doing the painting thing, if you could paint me something, I'd get a whole business started. That's no bullshit. Like, I designed a clean energy process. I mean, I could also use some help with the police. I've been beat up by the police in Clovis. You remember now? Bounced my head off the ground. Like, what? Oh, don't worry about it. It's just a little cut on your head. Or a little scratch. I was like, show me my face. Look like the bottom of a Coke can. Your eyes must be crazy. Just know that we have always been down, down. Rattling around your head like it was a cola bottle. And there's one. There's a step we could take. Oh, but we got COVID. But wait, didn't our president's right-hand guy take COVID or give $55 million to his right-hand guy to take to China? Why the fuck did he take $55 million in COVID-19 to China? For real. Like, what the fuck is going on there? Did I not see on my news feed, my physics feed, my science feed? And this has to be stuff that's already reviewed and looked at. It's not just opinion, because that's not what the news is. The news is not an opinion, okay? I mean, I could tell you an opinion. Icarus. He flew? Bullshit. You fly close to the sun and your wings melt, well, then you've never seen a toilet fall from the sky. That water turned to ice. It'd go through a house. Maybe even break through all the cross members. Boom. You know? Maybe even if you check Donald Trump's, you know, his own flight plans. I mean, it just feel like Donald Trump. It just do. It feels like something he'd do, for real. Like, oh, I'm gonna go play Dive Bomb Ranger. Why? Because I ditched the military. I didn't ditch it. I paid for human body shield. My daddy did. My daddy did that for me. And you know, like, even right now, even with, you know, Putin putting around with, hey, the Goondocks. We gotta save the Goondocks. From who? From the dude that had a running horse right here. You know? Holes in the freaking ground. Dip his little white dimply balls in. I don't care what color his balls are. They could be pink. They could be, are they orange? I'm guessing they look like, oh God. That's all right. He's 73, 74. That's what they're supposed to look like. It's normal. What do you want me to say? I don't know. I don't look like 44-year-old guy balls. But I don't play that kind of game. I like playing pool. Okay, I cleaned it up a little bit. Whatever. Frequently asked question, apostrophe N. Fucking with you. Fucking with me. But no, seriously, I've designed a clean energy process. The physics are through. Now, our president actually, I watched him come out of court popping his collar like he was, you know, an exaggerated Barack Obama. Because Barack comes out and he just straightens himself up and it feels good to come out. Our president now, that didn't even see his own last forefather, you know? I mean, how can you see this president with the last one? That's not my president. That's some of the most ignorant stuff I ever heard. I mean, maybe you're just not here. For real, maybe you're not here. I mean, if you weren't in the country and that's not your president, it's our president the whole time. Country was a lot better off. People were a lot better off. I mean, we have the president now that was a big part of the housing bubble. And he won't even show his banking records. And nobody gives a shit. Actually, people started to give a shit. Even the Republicans started to give a shit. You know, Robert, whoever. Like, I don't keep up on a lot of politics. And I'm not good with government stuff. What I'm good at, I got tested as a kid. I'm good at science. I'm good at math. Now, I do my math differently than some. You know, a lot of times people learn math through money. But math isn't money. Money is a way of keeping track of the math. You know? That's all it is. It's a way of keeping track of the math. Now, the math is there to support the physics. That's what Stephen Hawking explained. You know, physics is not math. The math is there to support the physics. Now, I've heard, you know, God. Oh, what's up, Red? What? Because I'm Irish. I don't know. You know, the kids call him God. He was God in the Lego movie. I can't remember your name right now. I'm sorry, you're God. You know, but he was explaining that possibly, well, what most people believe is, well, that's God. And I'm going to have to disagree. You know, I am. I'm definitely going to have to disagree. Now, some of the things, you know, like that we agree on as a society, they fly, they pass, they make sense. Now, other things like neurological pathways of the brain, they are not fully developed till we're about 21. I don't know when we start hitting puberty, but, you know, and still growing a little bit, yes. I mean, my daughter's already had a boyfriend. And yeah, the first one, I told her, baby, your first boyfriend, I'm just kicking him like 300. And this big old kid, well, he was, I don't know, he was darker than me. He was a black guy, I guess. You know, yeah, of course Black Lives Matter, but this dude was tall. And I was just like, all right, you brought me a big one the first one. This is just middle school. You know, but then she points and she's, oh, that's him. And I was like, I can never beat that kid up. That kid's like as big as my, I don't know, he weighs as much as my legs. Like, hold on, let me go grab my saw. I'll be Lieutenant Dan. Maybe then I can fight him. No, I'm just playing. Maybe that gets us into the Forrest Gump thing. And Georgia Bush. Why is his initials J-Dub? Like, for real. I don't give a shit. I don't give two shits about skull and bones or cross and bones, or cross your bones and bury your phones, or cross your phones and bury your tones. I don't really care. I don't know where that quantum computer came from. The one that said, well, the planet Earth doesn't care, you know, because the things that make the most money, well, they're bad for people. They're bad for Earth. No, that means whoever programmed that design made a human error, even with quantum computing. I mean, that's that simple. No, the computer did it all. Dude, you bumped your head. You're just thinking about money more than you're thinking about reality, planet Earth. You know, like whenever I was a kid in school, like in those tests, they walked me in a room. I said, all right, in a room full of 30,000 people, there's 3 of you in the conversation. And I was like, cool. Whenever it comes to math and science. Now, I looked at that. I looked at the schools, higher education. You know, 10% tithe of all things. If you go there and check that out, homosexuality rate's 10%. Well, we're all actually started as women. And so everybody's homosexual if you're a homo sapien, homo, sexual act. That's how we're created, you know. I mean, go figure. Fig leaves. What's the fruit? What do you want me to say? It's a fig. Like, and I see things that line up. A lot of people don't see. You know, everything's connected. There's a paper about muddling and meddling. Now, whenever you mess with something and you're not doing it like an educated individual, you're not looking at the thing itself, you're trying to tell it what it is. You're making assumptions. Now, whenever you make an assumption, it does what? Well, hee-haw, guess what? Hey, Aunt Pearl, how'd you get so fly? What? How'd you get so fly, Aunt Pearl? You used to be hee-haw. Now you're an elephant. Well, you see our diet changed here in the United States real quick. Oh, yeah, it did. My grandma was like 280 pounds when she died. She was 80 years old, still had all her teeth. That's pretty cool, huh? She never went to a dentist or nothing. She had big, crazy teeth, but, you know, like, It is what it is. Changes with their diet, changes with our environment, changes with our understanding of the environment. It changes with how many of us are on the planet. It changes with the way we treat our planet. It changes with the way, the way we treat ourselves. Often I have to do things other people don't. You know, some people do it to go crazy. Some people do it to hide. You know, like, what do you want me to say? And want to tell you what I do? It's none of your business. I give it to people that are depressed because it's not their fault. You know, like, this whole mess isn't my fault. That's for sure. If anybody wants a smile on their face, and I'm not even making fun of the gal. She's a pretty good looking gal. She could use a couple pounds. Maybe, you know. I'd say she could use a couple pounds. I mean, it's just one of those things. I like somebody I can hug a little bit. Not too much. But, you know, there are different occupations and this and that. So certain things are obviously excusable. And there's reason for, or there's just, and I'm not here to pick on anybody. I'm not sitting there judging body image, except for I have tattoos. What are they tattoo? Is this Fantasy Island? Nope. Wait, is it Gilligan's Island? Nope. Is that the millionaire? Nope. The movie star? Nope. The, who is that? Is that Marianne? I don't know. Just lay with him when he want to? Well, nah. We got the best prostitutes in Russia. What? Nah, she just came and peed on my bed. Yeah, that's real adult. You should be my president. Wait, you are? What's your forefather's name? The last one. Oh, I hate that guy. That's real fucking grown up. I mean, you know, Albert Einstein explains that physics comes through the music. Now, a couple things you could check. Whenever you look at, well, I talked about the church. Now, if you look back at World War II, all you see is that same church from different points of view. And whenever I watched it, it tripped me out. And I'm not mad, you know. This is all our place. This is all our home. We're all family. And that's very simple. I mean, they just found a Da Vinci painting. Did somebody paint that? I don't know. Did it pass the real Da Vinci? I heard it do. No. Is that a fertility symbol back then? Yes, it is, sir. Why? Because that's what it is. Because you don't do an L, an I, and an L, and see it. That's the little girl part. No offense. I'm not talking trash. You know, Lil Wayne, he and I were actually born on the same day and stuff. I don't know. I just see things differently. Same day, 7 years apart. And, yeah, I almost died once. Well, I did die once. I actually went through a wall. You know, it's the 90s. We were, actually, they had the dentist's office, the big tanks outside. Maybe that's why I don't have my teeth fixed yet. Whatever. You swore on a Bible, a Bible, a tibble, a table. Well, it's not whole yet. We got to fulfill the book. Well, let's put a W on it. And we can turn that Y. I mean, it looks kind of like that. We can turn it the other way and kind of crow's foot a little bit. There, it'll be an E. We'll have a whole Bible. You know, now, the thing about physics and science, understanding and comprehension, well, we're not having holy wars. We're not following people that are dead. We're not trying to get our children to kill each other for sake of killing. Whenever we put our hands to our chest and we pray. I don't pray. Pray with, yeah. I mean, I hope for good things. And I've met just through the music and through my education and through, and I have 0 high school credits with that. You know, I grew up in Arizona, right to work state. That's the top of my class. I've gotten physics to Fresno State. I kept on going on my own. I wrote a definition of gravity, and actually, well, Stephen Hawking, his last words were actually in my definition of gravity. There is a greater intelligence to the universe. As all things are connected through gravity, gravity connecting all things. And my eyes, whenever I focus on something, the particles of light go into where I'm focusing and they bounce back. This has all been tested. Universe working with us working with the universe. Our job to survive, our job also, planet will survive without us. Possibly even if the whole atmosphere disappeared. It'd keep going. If it warms up enough, well,